Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. This is Carlos Harleaux, and I would like to welcome you all to the virtual Poetic Pour with Friends. So, to give you a little bit of background on this event, last year I did an event called the Poetic Pour where I read some selections from a new poetry book I had out at the time, 11 Things We Never Said. And I read some of the selections from it, and we had a wine tasting. It was a really cool event. I did one in Dallas and Houston. And I wanted to do that again this year, but of course, with everything going on, it's not really possible right now to have that type of an in-person event. So I thought, why not add more people and turn it into something virtual? So that's how we came up with this. And the first poet we have up tonight is Ty Foard. Ty is a radio host, author, playwright, director, and actor. In his own words, he is truly a cat with many hats. He is the owner and program director for I Am Royalty Radio. He's published 2 books and written and produced over 12 stage plays. Art is in his heart. And after his battle with stage 4 lymphoma in 2011, he has not allowed anything to stop him from operating in his passion. Follow Ty on IG at Ty Foard and visit his website, mybadbrand.com. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Ty Foard. Just a poet, a writer, playwright, and I love poetry. So I hope that you enjoy the pieces that I share. And again, I'm grateful to be a part of this. And I hope you all enjoy each and every poet that shares their heart with you today. All right, let's take a drink. This is titled She Flows For Me. She flows for me like water so cool she calms me. And on dark filled room nights she goes straight through me. She moves with style, with flavor and grace. And in many ways, for many days, I will always love her in unconditional ways. I love to listen to the way her hips sway as we listen to the next coming of Nina Simone play. And we take turns transforming these new cats back into real cats, like back in the good old days. Yes, I will always love her. And I want to make love to her and long to make love because of her. Only for her. I can't wait to be in her presence, her space. I want to die consuming her scent and watching her lyrically made up face like sweet lips on open nights of open mics. I kiss the prose she flows that causes my mind, my body, and my soul to ignite. Like on fire, she is the one that I desire as I take time out of the dark summer days to write haikus for her. For her, I'll do anything. Like how mass choirs sing about the joy she brings. She is my lady and she will never sing the blues because her heart I never want to lose. So never will I allow Cupid's arrows for her to pass. So jazzy together we walk in John Coltrane shoes. Like hard starch jeans, much more than Billy. We play her holiday blues, magnolia flowers in her hair. I can't help but stare. She will be the sonnet that I will create. So if I am the captain of my own fate, then now I take ship and sail for her on 7 seas and pray for the calmness of those seas on bended knees. See, Anthony may sing calm songs of coming home to his Charlene, but as for me, all I need is my lady. And to this flow, I will call her my poetry. She flows, she'll always be my lady. She'll always be my baby. She flows for me. midst of the storm. Last night, in the midst of the storm, I had you right next to me. My soul held you. No weatherman could predict you. No radar could sense the precipitation I would get from you. While so many people were afraid of the damage Mother Nature would do, I was learning more reasons why I could love you. The weather patterns mixed with our meditation, so we spoke of the vows and bonds we had, and we are strengthened each day. We script them on the walls of our life together so our children's children can read them and learn from them in the future days. Many pray for the strong winds and hard rains, flashing lightning and hard hail to go away and welcome back the sunny and better days. Yet I laid me down to sleep with a new ray of sunshine, and you are that ray, and I shall lay down and wake up to that every day. Wrapped into your loving arms, you are the mist of my storms, my aurora, Monroe. And maybe, just maybe, I could be that king, you know, that Black Panther. And whether we go have little black cats, they'll know of our love, tell stories of our love, fear no storm because the power of our love, the midst of my storms, our union is forged on the trust that we have in one another. O maker of rain, you know how to cool my body and take away my lonely pain, and whatever we build together, it's as if a new life is formed. No weapon can form against me as long as I have you, my mist in the stone. All right, this next piece is called The Second Flood. Those that's listening, just want you to know that this one is a little edgy, so get young ears. Okay. Tonight, please allow me to test you. No pop quiz needed. I want you to take this open book. The answers are right before you, and I can assure you that I will finger lick these fingers before I turn any page. Forgive my banter on center stage. Bottle spins like a game of truth, a dare with open truths. The tiger is soon to be released from its cage. Bad kitty, such a bad big kitty. Purr back to back to the jungle. I be Tarzan, talk kitty. But in silence, I promise you, if you allow me, I will bound your soft back with my hard back and make it the bestseller. Needing spirits, we find ourselves locked in some wine cellars as I host for you. I can get you baked, then eat you drunk, baby. Guide my fingers across the walls of your private libraries. Label me while guiding my fingers, let the witness blind me. Read out loud until the translations come to me. If one is not good, then let us speak the second one together. Open wide and allow your new waves to flood me. Mic check, mic check, mic check. 3 times the normal size, then bring down your tsunami. All right, this piece is called Time Running Out and deals with mental illness. This is actually the first time I've shared this with anyone. Time is running out. Voice gone, so there's no way to shout. Locked up by the misunderstandings of love, so what we don't understand, we lock out. Everyone has answers to questions not asked, but I am 2 minutes from insanity, fighting the fears that have burdened me, so I can't. I tried to cast them on him, and the day still grows dim, where light glows, and now it shines so dim, and understanding my insanity. It's not just sadness. So to understand it, you may have to stop judging me. To understand my insanity, you may have to close your mouth, open your hearts, and hear. The louder I write, the lower you turn the volumes of your ears, like a ship sinking at sea. Your heart drowns in tears because you act like you know what's wrong with me. You keep looking on the outside and guessing on the things that exist internally. For so long I have carried and pushed, and I was everyone's bird in the hand, but now they want the two in the bush. I have been my brother's keeper, my mother's weeper, a friend like no other, her appointed secret lover. I have been my boss's problem solver, super duper customer server, a mini part-time lover, so many lost souls. How did I become their voice? Leading them to the Savior. For those that hurt, I have been their bleeder, a poetic word feeder. And for those looking for word, I have been their lyrical writer. When the grapes got crushed, I became the winemaker until I became the vineyard keeper. And now I got 2 minutes before I go insane, and it's sad because people around me doubt it, and they think that it's all a game. If they read the rules, they'll know. It's a shame. That no one will allow me to explain how I feel.
All right. Thank you, Ty, for giving us those amazing poems. And next up on the virtual stage is Chana Brissett. Chana Brissett is a poetic storyteller by passion who resides in the Washington, D.C. area. She is currently working on an unorthodox novel which embeds poetry and climactic anecdotes, projected to surface at the top of next year. A couple of other future projects include a poetry book series as well as a collaborative chapbook with fellow poet Xavier Shinigba. Follow her on Instagram at ChanaLucky7 to experience her work and future release dates.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I'm super excited to share some of my poetic art and the inspiration behind it. Since a young girl, I've been intrigued by the drama and the complexity of words, and I'm not sure if it's because my parents are both exceptional writers in their own right, or if it's just the plethora of books that were read to me that I read, the storytelling and fairy tales. But I fell in love with the haiku at 5. I wrote my first haiku at 5. Even though I'm a literary wild child, I've been really excited about the structure and discipline of haiku. And I love the fact that you can take something so creative and just restrict it in that way. So I thought it would be best to start our time off together with a couple of haikus. The first one I wrote as we all were transitioning into quarantine and the stress and the struggle with that. So I hope you enjoy. Arched feet at roof's edge. Spectating trees clap frail hands. Swan's Place trampoline. The next haiku was inspired by my daughter, so. Plunged in hollow womb. High spiritual somersaults. Love vertiginous. So, I don't typically title my poems. I feel that it takes away from them. I just feel that it creates a bias and expectation in the reader, and I rather the reader bring their own experience and interpret my piece the way they feel fit. I rather them title it. So you will notice that most of my pieces aren't titled. But if I were to title this next piece, I definitely would call it I Am Black. I wanted to express the beauty and strength of what is more than a color. So here we go. I can't be seen, even when treading slowly. My hair is steel wool matted. My skin is smeared intestines of fragrant vanilla beans. My mind philosophizes midnight. I navigate underground tornadoes, verbalize from hidden libraries of unread words. My teeth are obsidian swords. I inhale sable dunes and explore onyx worlds. I mixturate boiling oil and leave a trail of blinding smoke behind. I can't be seen, even when treading slowly. Here's a piece written when I was knee deep in writer's block. I'm always in writer's block, I feel like, and I'm told that, you know, you have to keep it simple, go back to the basics, you know, write about a piece of fruit, write about a shoe or a tree. So this is where my mind was when I wrote this piece. Yesterday, I fell in love with the pen. It's not mine, I stole it from the office girl who sits next to me. I mean, she didn't need it. In fact, she neglected it carelessly. It waited for me to save it from the cobweb cylinder stuck between broken pencils and half-written letters, only used by dull lead number twos. If I'd known it'd be so fine, I'd have taken it sooner. Could tell it wanted to be gripped and handled, as it fit perfectly in my left palm, tip rolling across flattened wood, so smooth-like, willingly submitting, bringing all my thoughts to life. Today, my office mate read documents mouthing, "Must sign in black ink only." Rustling around, knocking that cylinder down, wondering where that damn pen is. Psh, she should have appreciated it. That was fun. This next piece is definitely a bit suggestive. I was inspired by my king, who, you know, is amazing, and we have a long distance relationship, so you know I try to keep it sexy, a little fantasy, a lot of wordplay, sexifying his career, his profession at the time. So grandma, close your ears. Found me famished in the kitchen, making his long day culinary remedy as he looked so heavenly, hovering, eyeing my fire, me wearing nothing but his boxers sweltering, showcasing my teenage tattoo placed strategically on the lower back. He now grips to pull me close wet, his lips to ear sighing, "Baby, just serve me a plate small." Too tired to eat tall, because you see, all day long I've been maneuvering walls, drilling holes for housing bolts and nuts, lubricating parts, oiled up chains, preventing wear and tear. Oh, my weary engineer. I promise to quickly shift gears right after you dismantle and repair the wiring carefully under my copper casing, recharge my power, fill my vacant pipe high with hot water, pressure the air, cooling me shortly thereafter. Reconstruction is all that I need. Then I promise, baby, I'll let you sleep. The next piece is actually storytelling about a piece as if it were a woman and I were a man. I'm obsessed with confusing and challenging assumptions and writing from different perspectives, whether it be the voice of a different gender, organic, universal element, things like that. And it's just fun to play around with imagery. She inhabited my mind and had been scratching the house walls all day, itching to escape. I demanded she calm the intemperance of her scream, be patient with her need to ascend and be seen. Let me take my time and cultivate your curves first, is what I whispered to seduce her. All I wanted was to mold her with confidence, establish her with promise that all my admirers would love her, making me proud. I disclosed her, but I did her wrong. I dressed her up for the virgin ball, but never pulled up to come get her. What's worse is I teased her, ruffled her ink-soaked feathers, and laid her out on clean black template so her image would pop, jaws would drop. But then I fell asleep with hand cradling key. Deep in the ignition of her transport, I let idle. I'm sorry, baby. My final piece, which I actually did title because it's special, and it needed to be titled. It was created specifically for this night in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. This is for all those who are journeying through their healing process as they battle through mental health challenges and obstacles. This is for you. You know, this is for me, this is for us. So I hope you enjoy. Midnight Dig. I'm so incredibly happy. Though, even after all these years, I am still guilty sometimes of waiting till dark, breaking into my predestined cemetery. I jump into my grave plot early, kicking and screaming at hope like a rabid mute licking tall walls clean, yet they're still so dirty. Restricting, suffocating, closing in on me fast. I close my eyes, falsifying confessions. It is actually too much for me to memorize all this poetry. I'll be better next time and not want to die. Because all day long I pretend I believe they think I'm not good enough. Knowing they know I'm exceptionally brilliant. But I still forget sometimes. Down here at the bottom's end of time, wild cries, sweat gripping this worn out, cracked up cell phone. Bleeding, promising I'll stay alive for at least one more life, for a deserving forever that's so slow to come. Like when my beautiful mama told me, it's okay, you're the take your time transitional child. Well, I want to climb up out of here now and sprint. Can someone teach me how? I'm so cold, I sit Indian style in my anxiety passed down, wrapped in a blanket of patterned PTSD, snacking on a little undiagnosed ADD, washing it down with abandonment issues. Why don't they love me? Is what I asked myself during the first round of therapy. But I'm better now. I know better how to love my strong crawl out of this 6-foot hole well. No, only sometimes I do still have to ask for help and grab the rope and say goodbye to the zombies who've tried to keep me company. I am so incredibly happy. Even when I'm angry that I'm scared. Confused, hiding in my wide open grave until I hear the glorious sounds of my will who buries my death alive instead. Thank you so much, everybody. Be safe. Stay well.
Thank you, Chana, for giving us those fire verses. And next up, we have J.W. Billa. J.W. Billa is a product of Crowley, Louisiana. She's been a writer for over 15 years. In 2019, she published her first book, The Slip Under My Church Dress. She hosts Sign My Book on the Power Play Radio Network. The show showcases authors, poets, and any other important people in the world of writing. She is also a lead writer for thysisters.com. Poetry has saved her from death in life thanks to a pen, some very powerful words, a lot of tears, many ripped papers, regrets, joys, and love. She's forever grateful for her gift and hopes others will be saved as well.
Hi, I'm J.W. Billa, teacher, author, and poet. Thank you for joining us on the virtual Poetic Pour. In honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, I would like to do a poem that is actually about bipolar disorder. And the poem is actually in my book, The Slip Under My Church Dress, which you can find anywhere where books can be purchased. It's not as simple as high then low, up then down, elated then depressed. It's not just a roller coaster with mountains then valleys, twists then turns, straightaways then loops. It's my heart and my mind in a constant state of battle as to who gets me in the custody battle. And I really suck as a judge. See, my heart has been there. Nights when I cried consistently and overflowed the Nile River, not just with water, but with unfulfilled love. But my mind made me. It formed me with clay of logic, shaped me with tools of sense, and taught me that reasoning is life. So whenever I get into this roller coaster car, my excitement warns me, this is going to be longer than you thought. You are not ready for this. I shrug off excitement and strap in my sanity seatbelt, but excitement was right. I am not ready for this. My car creaks up the mountain. Each click is a fun memory, but each clack is horror warmed up. And the top of the mountain of the roller coaster sees me, knows I'm alone, and could care less. It's too busy watching my mind and my heart fighting a battle that no one will ever win. So I drop hopelessly, screaming with no voice. So it's not just high then low, up then down, elated and then depressed. It's my life. And you have to be this strong, then tall, to ride. In honor of tonight's Poetic Pour, the next poem is about a drinking game and relationships. Play with me. Fill our cups to the brim with happiness and content. Hopefully it'll cure us from the anguish and pain. Anguish and pain from our strained relationship. Never have I ever is the game. If you have, you drink with no shame. May your cup be empty by the end of this revelry. May mine have infinite refills. Never have I ever been your rock. My arm jerks to my lips because you have sat on me, watched me erode away, and still wanted me to be dependable, even on my worst day. Never have I ever told you the truth. Splashes drench my cheeks. My veracity was the duct tape that held this relationship together, but your teeth and your strength pulled us apart. Never have I ever supported your stupidity. Liquid rushes to my taste buds. I've been the Ren to your Stimpy. I've been the SpongeBob to your Patrick. But you thought that cartoons had nothing to do with real life. This game has gone on far enough. My bottle is empty, and so is my package of cares. I'm going to let you have this round to yourself. Have you ever wondered if you actually belong to the United States? I think you will be able to relate to this poem. It's called America's Prodigal. I am yours, incubated in the womb of life and liberty, fed the Bill of Rights, Constitution, and Declaration of Independence. Listen to Whitney Houston sing the national anthem through headphones on your belly. When you push, I saw blood, bone, and water carry me into this new world. I am yours. Marched to Grand Old Flag as my first steps, clothed in stars and stripes. My first words were, out of many, one. I fell asleep listening to the calls of eagles at night. I am yours. I am. I think. I am called a minority. Webster says it is a smaller number or part. And I go to the school to learn history. It does not mention me. I go to the store for nourishment and vitality. Liquor and cheaply priced fast food are my only options. I attempt to get a job. My abilities do not suit your qualifications. I am yours. I am sick from trying so hard. Your hospitals cannot heal me. I worship your higher power. They do not accept me. I attempt to buy property. Your banks cannot help me. I try to love one of our own. They do not want me. I am yours. What am I to do in these great plains that stretch from sea to shining sea? How am I to see the dawn's early light? Your grace is not shining down on me, your own. I am not free. I'm trapped. I am not brave. I'm scared. America, am I yours? You were running, putting one foot in front of the other, running, trying to make your heart be faster, running, attempting healthiness instead of complacency, running, planning your future and not your demise. I can't forget that. Billions of souls trapped in the belly of a ship, souls gifted to others during wars, souls slashed from families for financial compensation, souls hung from trees just for entertainment. I can't forgive that. Ignorance reigns while leadership forgets its audience, reigns while an invisible grim reaper makes people perish, reigns while white people try to find their struggle story, reigns while money makes a temporary band-aid. I I cannot conceive that. I can't. Whether I am at work, at school, at a concert, at a park, at a party, at a beach, at a school board meeting, at a grocery store, at a church, I cannot believe that my skin is still a weapon of mass destruction. And I will not settle for that.
Hey, if you're watching this right now, you're checking out the virtual poetic pour with friends. And I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you who is watching, and also thank all of the poets who participated. Ty Foard, Chana Brissett, and J.W. Billa, thank you so much for helping bring this vision to life. And for those who don't know me, my name is Carlos Harleaux. I'm a poet, author, and CEO of Seven Sign Publishing. I have several poetry books as well as a few novels, and all of those are available on my site, poeticexpressions.com. So make sure to check that out. And these poems that I'll be reading tonight are featured from various books that I've published, as well as one new poem that I wrote specifically for tonight. So keeping with the same vein as other poets mentioned about mental health, several of these poems I'll read this evening do deal with that as well. I think mental health is such a big topic right now, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month, which is why we decided to include that within the virtual poetic pour. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it with the first poem, and this one is called Insomniac. And if you've ever had thoughts that keep you up late at night, whether it's a breakup, a divorce, loss of a loved one, just anxiety about your job, finances, anything like that, then this poem is for you. I lie awake, mind racing and pacing like all the brainiacs with no pinkies who flip through almanacs. I'm quite detached from reality. As the tune brings me back to summers that ignited the most passionate itchy scratch, codes for inside jokes that you just can't crack, and then splat when it all falls down. Just like that. Immersed in fictitious facts, I am purple, blue, black. Click, clack go the chambers, stacked and hollow. Keys disposed. I still lie awake. Mind still racing, pacing like all those brainiacs who lost their pinkies and have nothing better to do than flip through their stacks of almanacs. I too am quite detached from reality, I suppose. Day 21, add a zero. No savage. This has got to be lavish insanity. Where's Pinky when you need him? Because I'm still awake. And as we're up late, thinking, pacing, maybe having a couple drinks, nothing seems to ease your mind, and then you go into the kitchen to get a snack. So oftentimes we allow people to make us feel like we're less than. They treat us like the side item when we're actually the main course, and that's what this poem speaks about. So this one is called Appetizer. I am not your cheddar biscuit, cheese stick, fried green bean, or tantalizing hot wing dipped in habanero sauce. I'm not a left side of the menu option, just to curb your hunger, cleanse your palate, or whet your appetite, because I am the thirst quencher, and I will drown you. No teaser, and proceeding the second, third, fourth, and fifth, because I am the first and only. The main course, so have your to-go box on standby. I am your steak and potatoes, corn on the cob, black-eyed peas, pot full of greens, cornbread, peach cobbler, and Long Island iced tea. So heed the warning and govern yourself accordingly, because I am not your appetizer. Your finger food, happy hour 5 to 7 special, your left side of the menu option. Direct your gaze to the center of the page or look elsewhere. Either way, I remain uncompromised because I am not your cheddar biscuit. So after you finally get some sleep, let's say it's 3 a.m., you got to be up at work for 7, and you eating way too many cheddar biscuits, but you're not a cheddar biscuit. And you put on that mask as many of us often do. And we walk around and you never know what people are dealing with just from the surface or just from looking at them. A lot of people smile through different things, or they act like things are okay when they're really not. And some people have deeply rooted issues that stem all the way back from their childhood that they never have addressed or spoken to anyone. So this poem talks about that, and this one is called Teddy Bears. These teddy bears stare with their beady black eyes as the blood-stained dresses brush against their stubby legs. Her tresses hit the pillow and hold secrets that she must never tell. If these teddies could, they surely would yell so someone would hear them. She woke up filled with innocence and went to sleep full of doubt, anger, and confusion. But she tucked away his mistakes and stuffed them in her bags so that she could still carry them today. If these teddies could, they surely would have told her that was never her cross to bear. But no one hears the soft whispers of the wise teddy bears. You haven't seen a poker face so stoic. You haven't had a friend so near and dear. You haven't lent an ear so understanding. If these teddies could, they surely would. Have us all in shock of the horrific stories they hold, of young girls in bodies of 20, 30, 40, and 50-year-olds whose bruised spirits haven't caught up with their age. Stunted reality. If these teddies could, these teddies would hug them back and heal them. But since they can't, don't you think it's way past time we should? Right, and moving on to a little bit of a lighter note, this poem addresses how we use social media in dating and in communication today. I feel that social media really convolutes dating and even communication outside of that, even with your friends, just people that you care about. You hear people say, oh, I talked to so-and-so, and maybe they just text with them an hour or so, but they didn't actually talk. So this poem addresses how we feel during certain times, especially during the beginning stages of a relationship, maybe that kind of infatuation stage. And hopefully no one actually has done all of these things I'm talking about, but maybe you've done one or two and that's it. And hey, if you've done all of them, then that's you. Everyone makes mistakes. So this one is called SNL, and it stands for Socially Neurotic Love. I just can't bring myself to speak it. So I resort to virtual stalking, sulking when I realize you like 3 photos but haven't responded to my last 5 texts. Did I inspire that smile and sparkle in your eyes in the last story? Just pick up the phone. I see your green light is on, so maybe I'll message you there. Maybe that's doing too much, and I'll just play it cool. I can't be the first to call, but messages aren't so invasive, right? Yeah, I'll go for it. Then I'll be able to see your read receipt. Am I blocked now? I can only see a limited view of your profile. The one you said he's just a friend. Biz Marquis, he likes 6 of your posts between 131 and 133. What's up with that? Oh wait, new message. It's not you. I'm not sweating you. I just want to be there to apply cool compress when you get overheated. Do you even realize it's been 56 minutes since you've seen my last outcry for attention? It's still unattended and unreplied, but your green light is still on. So I'm logging off for now to avoid driving myself into a tizzy. My battery is at 11% and I need to find my charger quickly. Maybe I'll watch some reality TV, apply salve to my burning misery. I checked my Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and WhatsApp. No traces of your online presence, other than that damn green light, the likes, and the story that's set to expire in 1 hour. I lay my head on the pillow, exhausted from the whole ordeal. Check my voicemails since there's nothing better to do. A missed call from you. A voicemail you left 4 hours ago saying it's been a while since we talked. You know, the kind with vocal cords and not finger taps. You were yearning to hear my voice. I call you back. unashamedly. Right. And this last poem really talks about anxiety and how all of us, I think to some degree, especially during today's times, we're feeling anxiety about something or someone or a situation. And sometimes when you love someone and you care about that person, you really want to be the one to take on that anxiety for them for a little bit, just to give them some kind of a relief. And this is what this poem speaks of. It's called Unwrap Your Angst. I take on your anxiety, filling the empty space betwixt us, flooding every orifice until it consumes my entire existence. Your mind yearns for a comfortable place of rest, but you've exhausted your last dose of melatonin, and everyone else around you is 5 miles to empty too. Can I remove your coat of doubt and throw it on the floor? Leave your weary shoes of weeping soiled with broken promises right behind the door. Let me be your refuge, precisely collecting all your fears and timidness, like throwing darts squarely in the bull's eye. I sigh in silence. We all need a moment. Remove your gloves too, so we can experience the essence of your unique touch. The universe needs it, as do I. Undress all the garments that weigh you down. Untie the blindfold obstructing the vision of your mind's eyes. Unwrap your angst before it suffocates your soul. All right. And that is a wrap for the virtual Poetic Pour with Friends. Again, thank you all for tuning in and making this a wonderful event. If you like it, let us know. Leave your comments, share it with your friends. And until next time, peace.